Hey everybody, you're listening to the Combo Wombo. I'm Chip Monk, and with me as always is Mr. Gimpy.
What's going on, brother?
Episode 10, the big 1-0. I'm here. Yeah.
You know what's interesting, man? Like, I looked up some metrics a couple days ago. So most podcasts, especially ones that are video based, people stop after episode 4. So we are already better than like 70% of the video and audio podcasts right now.
I didn't even invest in a good microphone until we had 4 done, because I kind of feel like in the back of my head I knew that, and I was like, I don't want to spend money if we're not like serious about this. Like, it's fun to do, like, and like I feel like there's less bad feelings about it, like before you drop a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh yeah, let me buy like a good microphone and like set up like a whole camera setup.
Right.
Because like before that, it's like, oh yeah, we're just messing around. But then it's like, oh, we got 4 done. This is it. We've entered the pantheon, the upper echelon, really, of people out there doing it. You know,
it's true, man. It's true. I felt we would do it because I think we both have like the necessary resolve to get things done, including like the groundwork is what people don't like doing. You know, it's like when, you know, making a game, making any kind of media, and having like zero fan following or anything like that. It's like it's like when you first start streaming, you're talking to nobody for, you know, weeks, months, some people years, you know, at a time. This, you know, we're just at first it's like, do you like doing it? Yes, I do. So keep doing it, you know. And then
I heard some crazy statistic, and I'm not sure if this is real. I'm just going to pass it on like it's fact. I heard like on Twitch, if you have more than 5 people watching you, you're like in the top 98% of all Twitch streamers.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm just going to pass that on like it's fact, man. Like,
I believe it, dude.
Yeah, because so many people like come in and they're just like, nobody's watching me. I don't get it. And they exit out. Yeah, they don't do like the most basic stuff. I feel like I feel like we keep on like trying to make every episode better and better too, like as we go along.
That's true.
And
that's true.
That's key. It's like you can't really put yourself against people who've been doing it forever. You can't do it against people who, whatever, like maybe they're lucky, or maybe they're like in a niche or whatever. Or like maybe they had like a huge social media following or something before. Like you can only compete with yourself in like your last episode, and you're like, how can I make my stuff better? Like you can't control like the external factors, so you gotta be like, what can I do better, and where can I improve?
Yeah. Also, I mean, you know, I think too, like we've been doing this for 2 months now, right? Or is it 3? Shit, is it 3? I don't know,
going
man.
On 3, dude. 10,
yeah, dude. It's 10
week.
Episodes once a week. Yeah, shit. It's going on. We're like in the middle of our 3.5 month.
Dude.
Yeah. So we've been doing it for a while, and you could see that you could see our enjoyment like in the atmosphere, right? Like you have the Combo Wombo, you know, art behind you. You know, I got mugs on the way. I think when you start like making your own merch just because you're enjoying it, I think that's a good basis to.
It's like not even for sale. We're just like, I want my shit. I want I want cool shit that like has my shit on. I'm like, yeah, I enjoy doing what I do. Like, if you're not like a huge fan of what you're doing, or like you're not enjoying it, like
right.
I feel like a lot of people are chasing like clout or like a following or like number. Like you, I was listening to the Mike Tyson's podcast, like Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, and he's like, this camera, this is a drug. People getting addicted to like their own image and shit. You gotta watch out for that. And I was like, I could see that, where they're only caring about like, oh, how can I generate more likes and stuff? How can I build this up? And it's like, if you're already enjoying, like, hopefully that stuff comes naturally. But at the end of the day, it's like the worst case scenario is like you're doing something you're really enjoying and having fun with like your buddies, you know, like
right.
I don't know, man. It feels good, man. Feels good.
It does. It's hard to believe we're on 10, right? Like I feel the idea. I still remember the conversation that sparked it. You know, it's just like, what do you want to do now? Pod? Yeah, okay. You know, basically is what it is. And then, you know, we start doing the work, man. So it's incredible. So, you know, man, I know you didn't grab coffee, but here's to 10, man. Here's to 10.
Yeah. I don't have anything over here.
I'll take 2 sips for you.
Yeah, 2 times.
There it is.
Yeah, man.
Well, dude, I gotta say though, like, I mean, I think for the most part, for the first 10 episodes or first 9 episodes, we've been pretty respectful of each other. You know, for the most part, I think you've started to spout some bullshit. Uh,
Oh yeah, started
pretty,
come at you
pretty.
sideways.
I mean, there was the Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles being a good movie, which I
That
still
is a good movie.
totally disagree with. And then you said some crazy ass bullshit last week you're gonna have to remind me of the specifics, and I'm sure people watching or listening will remember because this was last
All
week's
right.
episode. You said some bullshit about any trash today is better than gold from yesteryear or something like that.
No, no, no. I said the worst things coming out today are as good or better than a lot of like the predecessors. Uh, and like I look at like I don't know if you've ever like seen like IQ tests and stuff where they're like, oh, the average intelligence is like 100. What they don't tell you is like that 100 has been going up over time. So like the average IQ overall has been going up over like the last 60 years for everybody. So it's like in your cohort. So it's like uh if you take people, 2000 years ago, they're basically mentally retarded like on average. Where like they can't read or write, they can barely speak like in full sentences, like it's a very primitive agricultural farming scape. Whereas today it's like that's the rarity, at least
As
in
if you
like a lot
can't
of
read or
Western
write.
country. Yeah.
Okay.
uh so like the average IQ is like from there is like 100, but like that average is like I can't read or write, but like I can do basic things. uh so what I'm saying is like on average, like our games have gotten like a lot better, and people have like you could call it nostalgia, you could call it I don't know, like whatever, like the rose tinted glasses of time. But like I think like the worst today is a lot better graphically. Maybe not like critically, because like the critics keep going up with the curve is my thesis here. Uh, yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, and like so I say this for video games, but I also feel the same way about movies as well, where it's like our worst movies today, like the acting, everything, like the budgets, it all keeps on. It's like steel sharpening steel, and even like when these high level products fall short of the expectations, they're still groundbreaking to like things 10 or 20 or even 30 years ago. Like they could basically only exist in the imagination. Like if you could take like the worst uh video game today and like bring it back, 30 years ago, people would be blown away. It'd be like they'd be like, "Oh my, this is the most insane thing ever." And yeah, that's my
But
maybe
then
that's crazy.
when the camera is like inside of the wall, you're clipping through the entire level. They're gonna be like, "What the hell? Games of the future don't work." Just
They're like,
yeah,
"Oh, I don't think so. I think they're going to be like flabbergasted. Their jaw's going to be on the floor. They're going to be losing their mind."
like
Uh,
graphics only take you so far, man. Like you gotta have solid gameplay. A lot of
this is
games
all right.
nowadays
So
are
this is
just
the thing. All right,
okay.
and this is going to bring me to my first game here, dude.
Okay, Trashopolis, Trash 3.
No, Street Power Soccer, dude.
Okay,
All right,
can you name a game that's the fucking real title? Oh, I see you got the. Oh
this
shit, we
is the
got
real
the.
title, dude. This is that.
Okay,
All right.
okay, you got a
So
free
this
to
is the
play
trailer for.
bullshit.
Look at this, dude. This is like basically NBA Jam. It's Street Power Soccer in America. It's football powers or it's Street Power Football, I think, in the rest of the world. But like this game looks amazing. It's built in the Unreal Engine. Like the lighting, the customization, like everything about this game is like you could only dream about like a game like this. And this is considered like one of the worst games of last year, dude. Like in 2020. Uh yeah. So
Okay,
to
okay.
me, like just like everything about it, like it has great music, uh
We can't
solid
play that because of
controls.
DMCA though. So let me tell you, it's some generic K-pop bullshit. Okay, go on.
So like I don't know, bro. Like I feel like this game is like really good. It's a solid game. It looks style, like it has like a stylish style. Like the controls are solid. Like the basically the biggest like hits against it are like it's, let me see here. Well, like what do some people say? This guy gave it a rating of 6, right? The user review. He's like, overall, I think this is a great game. Made me feel like a kid again. And he rated it a 6, dude. He's like, there's a slight problem with like button delay, but it's like, yeah, we've had
Ooh,
like super clunky games and like sluggish gameplay for a while, dude. Like where you're trying to like push the aesthetic and you're trying to get over like on your, because if you want to be like low key serious about everything, it's like all the major names have been eaten up by like corporate conglomerates, right? It's basically EA. It's the only game
Sure.
in town. They own like all the player licenses. They own all the team logos. So it's
Yep.
like even if you want to make like an innovative, fun game, like you can't rely on that. So it's like you have to come at it from like, oh, we're gonna do stylistic and like something fun, and it harkens back to like NBA Jam,
Okay.
on the. But yeah, so it's like its biggest sin is that it's an NBA Jam clone, and it's a better version of that. Like it is like straight up and down. Like if you look, dude, like
Okay.
if you pull up like a picture of like the old NBA Jam, like you'd be shocked, like shocked. Like your rose tinted nostalgia glasses, you're like,
Y-
oh, that game, I remember it being awesome. There's big head mode and stuff. Like that game looked like absolute ass. And it handled not the best. Like it was made for an arcade stick. It was also clunky. Uh Most people like just walking up
You know
don't.
what NBA Jam had that game doesn't? Responsive controls. You know, you say clunky. I say when I move the joystick to the top left, my character moves to the top left 1-to-1. There is no delay on that. You say graphically it's better. NBA Jam was a goddamn pioneer with one of the first games to actually have digital likenesses of the character. Your characters are generic anime guys. My characters are actual Scottie Pippen, Shaquille O'Neal. You look at these characters, you know exactly who they are on that. And that's just NBA Jam. That's not even the game I'm going to even come at you with because that's not even the same sports genre.
Listen,
You want to
like
take
I
a
already, I
media.
already cut the legs off of that argument where I said like all those are owned
You,
by a corporate conglomerate,
you're,
dude. Like I'm sure
you're,
they would like to use all the big names in soccer, but it's already owned by EA, bro. Like it isn't a problem of the like the game developers that
you
they
don't
can't
need big
like
names to make a
access.
fun game, man. That's the thing. Here, you know what
I don't
game I'm
know.
gonna
EA begs to differ, dude. Like if you look at like why would they spend like literally tens of millions of dollars like on these players' names, dude?
to prove to
It
you that you don't need big names, one of the most popular football games out right now is NCAA 14. The last time that the EA had the college license, there are no names on those players. It's just the schools. It's just teams. It's just colors against colors. You
Nobody's
don't
ever
need
heard of that
names.
game, bro. Everybody's heard of fucking street power
No,
soccer, dude.
no one in their life has heard of Street Power Soccer. And I'll give you a game that was not top of its class, but does not have real players. Back in the '90s, that is leaps and bounds better than your game, and that game is Megaman Soccer. It has characters Megaman, Zero, the Robot Masters. I'm sorry, that was not even Zero. It was Proto Man. Roll. You have
Dude,
the
I'm
fast-paced
sure if they
action.
could
You
have
have
licensed those guys from Capcom, they would have, bro. Like Capcom's not they'd more likely license it to a pachinko machine or a casino than like some small indie developer. The last time Capcom tried to come to North America, that went horrible for them, and they're like never again. And I think that was like Lost Planet. Where they were like, oh, we're going to partner up with like some Western developers. We're going to make
lo-
Dark
that would
Space,
be
Lost Place, something.
The Bionic Commando reboot, and Dark Void would be the
There's a
Western
few.
developed games.
They tried like a bunch of them, but
Lost
yeah,
Planet
dude.
was Japanese developed.
So I'm not saying like it's impossible for like Eastern developers to like sub license or any other like big developer to license out like their IP, like even Nintendo does it. But what I'm saying is like that cost is going to come into play when like you're budgeting for a game. Like if you're trying to make like a small, uh, good game, like you can't afford like to license like anything other than like an original IP.
That's the thing about what you just hit it right on the head, and why you lose the argument, why you have the infallible like position of not being able to go back on your word because you know you're wrong. Is you said you made a good game. The barrier to entry to game creation right now is low as hell. Anyone can pick up Unreal Engine 4 and start making trash like that soccer game that I still don't know the title of. You've said it 6 times and it doesn't stick. You know what sticks? Mega Man Soccer.
Street Power Football, bro.
Yeah. Street Power Yo-Yos. Yeah, I got it.
Street
Whatever.
Power Football, bro.
It sounds like a gang simulator. Like, why are you shooting people in this game? Like, what makes it Street Power, or is it the Sharks versus
powers,
the Jets?
dude. Look at this.
I don't
Look at
see
the power. Look at the moves. Look at the adrenaline, the breakdancing, dude.
I see a lot of emotes and pre-canned animations, but I'm not seeing very much soccer. Are you just
This
kicking
guy
it in
hit a
some bars?
dumpster, dude. Yeah,
Man,
this guy hit a dumpster. This guy hit it into a cement mixer, bro. Like, what do you got,
Damn,
dude? Look at
damn,
this.
those
Look at
are.
this
You're
cloud
right.
of explosions.
You're right. You're right. That looks like a free to play Nexon game, man. Yeah, I can't compete with that. Can't compete with free to play
It's made by
Korean. Just
Maximum Games, bro, not Nexon. All right.
let's see what other mega
What do you
hits
got? What do
Maximum
you
Games
got? Like
has.
you're
Oh,
sitting here, you're
Capcom.
throwing out.
You're saying what does Capcom have? Street
No, what do
Fighter,
you have?
Mega
What do you have?
Man.
What do you bring in? Like, I want to see like your classic. What are you going to bring out against my Maxon Maximum Games Street Power Soccer, dude?
I brought out Capcom, one of the premier third-party developers in the history of gaming. Anything that Maximum makes from now until the end of time will not compare to the shit Capcom has made in the early 2000s. Just say Capcom's pedigree is second to none, and none would be Maximum Games.
You know why? Because they're going to get bought up by a big developer. Any major developer would be happy to have Maximum Games in their portfolio of game studios,
Yeah,
dude.
man, I'm sure Glue Mobile will love to grab them up. They can make the next Clash of Clans clone or Raid Shadow Legends 2 Soccer Edition. You know, I mean, I'm sure that they'll cut their teeth in the mobile space and they will steal information, just like all of the other Nexon and Korean created free to play games that are
If you're not
predatory.
paying for it, you are the product, dude. Like, remember that. Like,
That's true. That's true. You know what I paid for and played and loved? Mega Man Soccer.
oh yeah.
Just saying. Just saying. You know, that it's street soccer. I mean, that's come on, man. It's garbage. I mean, I don't even have to go back to the 90s to find a better game. You even mentioned EA back when they had it. You could take all the player names out of it, and you could put FIFA Street over that game right now. It's compared to that, it's 10 to 15 years older than it, and FIFA Street is already just the better game from gameplay, from just canned animations. I would put FIFA Street over that. I didn't even see any actual soccer play in that trailer. All they're doing is playing animations over and over of you dribbling the ball. Like it's
Yeah,
cute.
dude. It
It's cute.
focuses on like good dribbling, fun, powerful moves. Like, yeah, it's a cute, fun game, dude. Like, it's not a bad game, dude. Like, this is the thing. Like, I'm not arguing that this is a great game or a groundbreaking game. I'm saying like this is a really good game. It's gonna play better, look better, and it's gonna learn all those lessons from all those like early 80s and 90s, like Maddens and FIFAs and your all that. Like, all they're doing is like a Shasta Cola version of it. I'm not saying that it's gonna be like remembered in 100 years. We can
That's
barely
the
remember
difference.
it now
My game's remembered in 100 years. My game's remembered in 30 years. Any game I mentioned. The other game
because
that I
it
can
was
mention
early,
is
dude. Like, that was it. Like, you're
Sensible
always gonna
World of
remember your
Soccer, man.
first kiss, bro. You're always gonna remember your first kiss. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's ridiculous. You're like, oh well, this was groundbreaking because it was first. And it's like, okay, like, it doesn't mean it was good. I think like your rose tinted glasses, like your nostalgia hat, your caps, dude. Like, you don't know nothing, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Don't
You're being you have the rays
you're
of delusion
you
spinning
know,
on you,
man. You know
bro.
what? You're right, dude. I'm blinded by quality. I'm blinded by having fun with the product. You know, I'm not even a big soccer fan, and I can go and play something like Mega Man Soccer. I can play Sensible World of Soccer right now.
Nobody
That
played
people are
Mega
still.
Man Soccer, bro. Like,
I like.
nobody in the US played Mega Man Soccer.
I,
I think it like had a very limited release here. Like,
if we could find it, I will put dollars to donuts that Mega Man Soccer outsold Maximum Soccer Yo-Yo Edition that you just
oh,
pitched.
dude. All right,
And I'm
yeah.
sure,
I'll
and I'm
take,
sure that, and I'm sure that
I don't
game
even know what
is.
dollars to donuts means, but I will take that.
I'll next pod. I will buy your breakfast.
All right, yeah, dude. I get a big breakfast, bro. Big, huge. All right.
All right, all
You can
right.
come and deliver it, dude. You can be my Uber Eats, bro.
I feel we're running in circles on this. I don't think there's I don't think that you're going to be swayed that Mega Man Soccer is better, but I think that in the comments and any replies or any feedback we get, they'll. I'm willing to bet outside of trolls, people will go Mega Man Soccer's better. They'll probably put other games in the comments like Sensible World of Soccer, Strikers or Strike Club or whatever. There, just FIFA Street, just I'm not even big into soccer, and I just named 3 games that dunk all over yours. So I mean, you know, it's a nice thought, but your mediocre game that probably sold what what, a couple 100,000 copies. Nothing. It's trash. And I brought up a
It's because
fondly
there's
remembered
so many
SNES
games, dude.
classic. Yeah, yeah,
Fondly
you're right.
remembered by like a very small amount. Like, all right, I'd say like you can't. Don't even bother in the comments if you didn't actually buy the cartridge, dude. Because like I guarantee you, there's probably like 3 million of those cartridges made, like pressed, like ever. And that's like if you're lucky. I bet like it didn't move like more than 500,000 over the lifespan of that game.
How many? I wonder
Probably half.
how many physical copies of Maximum Soccer there were. None.
We don't need it because the
You're
distribution's
right.
amazing now, dude. Like
That's true. So
again, the average keeps moving.
with expanded distribution, Maximum Soccer still did not come close to Mega Man Soccer's sales. Is my guess. And we'll put it around here so you guys can see. But and we'll look it up after the pod to rub it in. But yeah, Mega Man
We'll see.
Soccer's the winner. That's all I'm saying. What else you got, dude? Because I that's a trash choice.
So you coming out with Mega Man Soccer, dude?
I didn't need to bring heat, man. I just had to bring the pea shooter and still beat you.
Mega Man Soccer, dude.
Mega Man
whatever.
beat Dr. Wily 12 times with a Mega Buster, brother. Didn't need anything else.
Oh, you're gonna even forget about like Zero, dude, with his sword, bro.
I'm talking
Like,
I'm talking just straight Mega Man, dude. I'm talking Rockman.exe.
There's a reason why we haven't seen like a new Mega Man in like 15 years, dude.
There's a Mega Man 11 came out 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. Did well. The gear
Didn't
system
even hear about it, bro.
still going on.
Nobody cared about that.
You're right, man. I didn't hear about Power Soccer Rivals that you just mentioned.
That's because you're not in the football sphere, bro. You don't even know. You don't even know it, bro.
Okay.
All right, check this game out, dude.
All right. PS4.
This is Tamarin.
Okay. Tamarin?
Yeah, check it.
This is a good
It's
good graphics.
a platformer shooter. Dude, look at it. It's gorgeous. Like, are you kidding me? And yes, I think this is Unreal Engine as well. But like that's the go-to right now.
It is.
Like, look at this. This looks like a cartoon, dude. This looks like almost like a on par with a lot of like high-level CGI from the late 90s. All right, I'm not gonna put up with today's shit. Let's be real. But like, you know, you get your Bugs Life and all this stuff. Like, this is real time as well. It's not like pre-rendered. Like
that leaping looked like the player didn't have any control. It looked like it was just a canned section.
Like, you don't know, dude. Look at that. Look at that. There was movement. There's definitely some back and forth, some gliding. There's platforms, bro.
It's weird that the camera kind of sticks to the person.
It's got a hedgehog, bro. You like Sonic, bro?
I do like Sonic.
They got their own hedgehog.
This dude looks like Gizmo with a tail from Gremlins. See,
he does look a little bit like that. He looks like he looks like if they smashed like
so this
Super
is
Monkey Ball and Gremlins together. But
right. So what
he said he's got captured. Like,
so this is just rip off Jack and Daxter 2 plot with Ratchet and Clank gameplay.
Yeah. This is the studio's first game that they put out. Was it Charmeleon Games? Yeah, it's their first
Chameleon
Games.
Yeah.
It's like their first game that they've put out in their studio. Like, I think it looks phenomenal. It's well done. It's gorgeous.
It looks
dude.
good. It looks good.
You put it up against Ratchet and Clank, dude. There was no fur in those games. There was no like actual like moving environments. There was no like. Look at this, dude. Like, the lighting,
You're right, man. They didn't
effects.
They didn't have a brush that made the fur for them. That's true. There was no fur in those games.
I'm telling you, dude. Like the tool. Like, my thing isn't like I'm not defending. Like, I'm saying they did the best with what they could back then, and the things that people have now are even better. So the worst shit's even better, dude. Like, it's not a knock against them. If they had these tools, they'd make. I mean, you could look at like the new. That just is the PS5 launch title. What am I thinking of? You know what I'm talking about?
What, Astrobot or whatever?
No, where he's like jumping through wormholes.
The Ratchet and Clank game?
Yeah, the new Ratchet and yeah, the new Ratchet and Clank
the one
game.
that you said? Yeah, one with quality? You're right.
No, I'm thinking
you're not even looking
at
I'm
talking about like the classic Ratchet and Clanks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at like I'm saying the new Ratchet and Clank's amazing with what they have, but the old Ratchet and Clank was amazing with what they had. And I'm saying this is better than the old Ratchet and Clank because they have better tools. And like, sure, like those studios now, when they have like, you know, when they're spending $80-90 million on a game, this is a studio, it's their first game. Like, this is solid, dude. Like, uh, it definitely like I like just pull up like a side by side like these graphics compared to like that old Ratchet and Clank.
Sure.
Not even. I don't. Is that what you're bringing up against this game? Is Ratchet and
That's
Clank, dude?
nope.
Is that your
Nope.
Pokemon, dude? Like, what
No,
do you got?
no, it's not.
Let,
It's
let me
not.
know, like,
See,
because
see. So one
you got
thing
me
that you said
chasing my
on
tail here.
one thing that you said on the last game was graphics. You're right. The games I'm gonna mention are not gonna win on graphics probably ever. This game looks gorgeous. I will agree with that. It looks phenomenal. Everything that you see that looks phenomenal though are most likely just really really nice brushes that they're just painting over. There's no real effort involved. The animation for the main character himself, who I assume the name is Tamarin, looks pretty decent. The gunplay looks like there's no real visceral feel to it, and this is the studio's first game, right? So
Yeah.
I figured for this, and I'm gonna go back to an earlier pod, episode 3, a guy that we both talked about for quite some time, Clifford B. Blazinski,
We're talking about Cliffy
Jazz
B.
Jazz Jackrabbit is what I'm going to bring up against this. It is a platform shooter hybrid, just like that, just like Ratchet and Clank. It was Cliffy B's first game, and it had true sides. It was a true pioneer in the PC platformer space. It had 60 FPS side scrolling with camera following you, which was really hard to do on PC at the time. It had it had a great color scale that was also hard to do on PC at the time and was not possible for consoles at the time. The animation quality, people compared it to Buck Rogers in the 32nd century. I can't remember the full title for that. Compared it to that, Jazz Jackrabbit had 20 weapons. I want to say 12 weapons, something like that. Looks like Tamarin's shooting a goddamn carrot gun that whenever you shoot things in Jazz Jackrabbit, it actually has a visceral feel and enemies pop. That it looks like they just
Juice.
their health bar just dwindled, and I don't know what happened to them. I think they went off into a cloud of smoke, but there was no real visceral feel. The platforming in Jazz Jackrabbit was more akin to Sonic with its speed and the actual force of jump. And in Tamarin and I the main character pretty memorable, I suppose, but it's not Jazz himself. It's not Professor Lappin from Jazz Jackrabbit. And I don't know if you've played it, but people who have will know those names. Zoe Cottontail, the female protagonist.
Who played that game? Nobody played Jazz Jackrabbit, bro. You could put that up against Tamarin, bro.
Yeah. I've the same amount of people play that. So and here's
kidding
what
me,
you know
bro?
what else Jazz Jackrabbit had that Tamarin doesn't? Replayability, dude. It's Jazz
Nobody's
Jackrabbit.
played Jazz Jackrabbit
You're
in
right.
50
You're right.
years.
I
Dude.
can pull. You know what? I'm gonna pull up Jazz Jackrabbit again because you can play through that game co-op. You can play capture the flag. You can play races. You can do treasure hunts. The game has a full featured multiplayer suite. Tamarin, you play that game when you're done. Jazz Jackrabbit, I will go back and play CTF with the boys, and we're gonna be capping flags like Quake 3, dude. So Jazz
Nobody's
Jackrabbit
done that.
in terms of content.
You've literally never done that in the last 15 years, bro. Like, nobody's touched Jazz Jackrabbit ever since they came out with Windows 3.1, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, sure, there's a lot of groundbreaking, amazing, like game types and features.
You know another
for the
game. You know
time.
another game that's a
like-
platform shooter platformer that actually added multiplayer later, including 2 titles that were pure multiplayer: Ratchet and Clank, which Tamarin ripped off. So I will say that Jazz Jackrabbit is the precursor to Ratchet and Clank, which is obviously the precursor to Tamarin. And I'm betting the 40 people who bought Tamarin are like, damn, I wish that new Ratchet and Clank was out, but this should be a good placeholder. Like, your placeholder game does not equal my amazing game from the PS2 era or my amazing game from the 90s that directly inspired it.
Bro, like, I'm not saying like it has to be one or the other. There's definitely room for both. There's definitely
Sure.
gonna be people who wish they had the new Ratchet and
Tamarin?
Clank game.
You're right. You're right,
And they
man.
wish- right?
Hey,
But,
let me show you my Christmas list, boys.
Yeah,
Let's
nobody
see.
All right,
Tamarin. No one has it. No, it's not on anyone's Christmas list.
maybe 2021 is gonna be the year of Tamarin, bro. You don't know. All right, This game, it's hot, bro. It's hot. You get
Okay.
that tamarind, you get it, you put it, you mix a little bit in your water, you stir it around, you make that nice little tamarind juice.
If not for the PS5's uh like launch supply issues and the pandemic,
Tamarind would
whenever
have sold 20 million copies if not for
when
that.
whenever whenever the next time we can all get together, and I'm gonna try and remember this, I'm just gonna like put it on my phone as a monthly reminder. Whenever we all get together, if any of us gets a PS5, I'm gonna like buy Tamarin, but I'm also gonna show up with a laptop and Jazz Jackrabbit. We're gonna play some Jazz Jackrabbit multiplayer, then we're gonna play Tamarin, and I guarantee which will get more playtime if we're in person. I
It's
guarantee
definitely
you.
tamarind, bro. You
Okay.
listen, when this is all over, you go down to your local Walmart, you find tamarind in that $5 bin, you bring it home. We're gonna throw down with the boys on a nice gaming sesh, dude. Like this game's like there's nothing offensive. Like it is a great game, especially if you compare it to something like Jazz Jackrabbit, dude. It like the biggest offensive thing that you're saying is like, oh, it doesn't have enough juice, it doesn't have enough like feel, like it doesn't have like that screen shake. Basically, you want it to be Michael Bayed up, bro. You want it to be more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Michael Bay and less Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990. And
Teenage
that's
Mutant
okay.
Ninja.
I respect that, dude. I
You
agree. Like if
respect
it
the
had some
Michael
more,
Bay?
yeah, if it had more of that, sure. Like it'd probably be a blockbuster hit, like mega hit game. But it is what it is.
So I will say one thing that Jazz Jackrabbit has that Tamarin doesn't. We're talking about Jazz Jackrabbit 30 years from now. 30 years from or 30 years from then. 30 years from now, you're gonna mention Tamarin, and people will think you're talking about the fruit. No one's gonna remember the game.
Uh,
That's all I'm
Dude,
saying.
if they get like another chance to like come out with like a sequel,
Yeah.
I think you'll be surprised. Like it's foolish of you to like. Here's the problem as well. Uh, if two comes out, they fix like some of those like problems. They get the controls a little tighter. Uh, the graphics look even better. The shooting, like get that down. They get the feel and like the shake better. Even if they do that with the sequel and it sells like 5 to 10 times as many units, they're just going to get bought up by like a big company. So it's never going to get a chance to like become like its own like situation like Jazz Jackrabbit. Like there's the days of like that single creative Cliffy B, that's long gone. Like if if you have any
It's
ability,
still
like you're
here.
getting bought up.
It's still here. You have Edmund McMillan for, let's say, him and was it Tommy Reffins, right? Oh no, Tom. Anyway, Super Meat Boy. You know, two guys made that. We could
That game was
do
like 12
just
years ago,
you
bro.
could do like
Like
Edmund McMillan for like Binding of Isaac, for the World Is Nigh. Just a single developer just with these grandiose ideas doing things. The Hollow Knight team, I believe, is like 12 people, 14 people, and they're coming out with Silk Song right now. That's
yeah,
I
like
can guarantee is going to do amazing. Like small teams are still relevant, and the fact that these games that are touted as AAA are coming out with like with baloney, while these small teams are coming out with fucking pastrami on rye. Like, do you want this $20 bologna experience, or do you want the you know the epic just lunch that's going to fill you and satisfy every bit of your taste buds? I'd rather have my taste buds satisfied, dude. I don't want the bologna. Like, you
you're
can have your bologna
talking
of your Tamarin.
you're talking phony baloney, my dude. Check this shit out. All right. How about a little game called Fast and Furious Crossroads? All right.
Okay, okay.
Yes, made with Epic Games. Look at this, dude. They find was it a hovercraft? They're shooting shit up. They're shooting out weak spots. This
Take
game,
down enemies with gadgets. Okay.
yeah, dude. Like, what old ass game are you gonna put up against this, dude? This thing is like a non like the voice acting in it pretty close to like the original. I don't know if they brought in some of the original actors from the series for this, but man, like it's a this thing's epic, dude. Look at this. There's explosions,
Damn.
there's shooting, there's cars, there's racing. Like there's a
Yeah,
good sense
man.
of speed.
There,
Uh,
there, there is a good
yeah,
sense of speed. You know what? I actually really liked this game when it was called Spy Hunter. just,
Bro, are you putting this up against Spy Hunter, bro?
I'm gonna
With
split
the
it
oil
up.
slicks?
I'm gonna split it up.
With the
This
oil
game,
slicks?
oil slicks would
Look
improve
at the
this game.
spikes on the wheels, bro.
Did Spy Hunter have spikes on the wheels in like the GBA one? Like, I mean, this entire game probably licensed
GBA,
Spy
Hunter.
Hunter. This game probably licensed the Spy Hunter gameplay and was just like, here we go, baby. We got Spy Hunter and Fast and Furious. That's all this is, dude. I do not see an original idea
mace,
in this.
Yeah, because it was all done in the movies, bro. Like, this is epic. Like, you get to play through the movie scenes, like even bigger, badder, without having to worry about like stuntmen and
like I'll take the other Vin Diesel vehicle of Stuntman. Like, this is like, it's like Stuntman, Spy Hunter, and is there even racing in this, dude? I think this.
Are
is
you even listening
combat
to what you're saying? Yeah. It's just like that all sounds amazing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you say that like it's a bad thing. You're like,
you're right.
I would take Stuntman and Spy Hunter. This looks like that. It's like, yeah, look at that. It does look like that. That's awesome. Like, are you kidding me? You're like, oh, this is absolute trash.
It's
like a bunch of great. Look at this, dude. The thing has like, what's that? A spaceship? They're fighting in a spaceship, bro.
It's like a jet. Like, there's a scene in one of the movies where they're like using tow hooks to pull down a jet.
This thing's intense, dude. This game, like, yeah, like all those things you're saying, I agree with. Like, that is what this is, and it's awesome, bro. Like,
yeah. Is there no?
There was two nuclear explosions there.
Is there no like multiplayer component to this? Like, you're taking a racing game and it's literally just shoot your shot.
Yeah, dude, it's Spy Hunter. Like, I think it's just like a single player, like driving straight down.
Okay.
Use gadgets.
I will say that it looks impressive. It looks like an arcade port. It looks like somebody.
So it's packed with gadgets, death-defying heists, and iconic vehicles, dude, from the Fast and Furious franchise.
So while it looks impressive, it just seems bare bones.
Impressive.
It just seems bare bones, man. I think if you're looking for like score stuff, you have Spy Hunter, where it's a classic arcade game, so you have something like high scores and things like that. I didn't see a scoring system in that. It just looks like you play through a level, you have like this fancy spectacle, but then there's nothing else. Spy Hunter, you can always go and improve your score. The other game, like, I don't think there was a racing mode in that. You know what else had like gadgets and explosions and stuff that actually had a racing mode? And at the end of the day, like, Fast and Furious is no longer a racing movie. It's just a car heist movie, just going bananas.
It's an action film,
but let's go back to when Fast and the Furious was about the racing, and let's
talking about Tokyo Drift.
I'm not even talking about Tokyo Drift, man. I'm gonna add what you like. I'm gonna add the guns, the rockets, the big spectacle, but I'm gonna add racing into it. Something
back
that
to when they're stealing DVD players and VCRs.
Yeah, exactly.
Fast and Furious 1 style.
Micro Machines. That game still had all of the abilities that you want. It had the spectacle of, you could be on your mom's kitchen table and she's chopping fruit and you got to drive under that knife, man. Nothing's at breakneck speed. The screen is closing in on you. You got to go past the screen, man. There's a sense of terror. If you're too slow, you are dead. If you get cut by your mom's kitchen knife, you are dead. You got abilities. There's other cars around you. You zap one with the freeze ray. They're stuck. They get chopped by the knife. You go flying past them and you win. You win the race. You see how that has all the spectacle you want from a top-down perspective, and it actually has a multiplayer component. You can jump on 8 players right now playing some Micro Machines, dude. That Fast and Furious game, that's a single-player experience that doesn't change. That impressive jet scene.
It's enjoyable,
always
bro.
That jet scene, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's fun. Like, you'd cry about like a movie, dude. You're like, oh, I would never watch a movie again because the same shit always happens every time I watch the movie.
It's a different medium, dude. It's a different medium. I want the same shit to happen every time
a movie you get to experience, dude. Like,
you're saying that's not even a game? It's an interactive movie?
What Micro Machines are you even talking about? Are you talking about the arcade one with the 4 controllers next to each other? You talking about the NES version? You talking about the Super Nintendo?
I played Micro Machines on PC, but also I played on Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo had supported the multi-tap.
Did you have the Micro Machine computer, bro?
No, I didn't. I would love that.
Yes, you
Though.
did, dude.
No, I
You
didn't.
definitely did.
That'd
Like,
been great.
are you on it right now? Because that's the only way. Like, you're not seeing like this disparity between like what you're putting up right now. You're on that Hot Wheels Micro Machine
So
desktop.
once again, you are blinded by the graphics. And this is the
No,
like
like
the
I'm saying,
basis
like
of
this
this
is solid, dude. Like it's solid, and it has good graphics. Like there's and like those like graphics, those are considered bad, dude, by today's standards. Like is ridiculous. Like these graphics are like they're like, oh, this is absolute dog shit. Like if you look at like if you put it up to like Gran Turismo, like the new shit coming out, they're like, oh, this shit looks like it came out yesteryear. Like it's kind of flat. There's not like any
this looks
speculative
like
lighting. There's no reflections.
it looks
Uh,
like it was made for like the Sega Lindbergh arcade stuff. It looks about 15 years old. But like I said, I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
into.
And
Um,
so like you're like, oh, you're putting up against graphics. I'm saying these graphics are bad, but they're still
mhm.
fucking like 100 times better than Micro Machines, dude, for the Sega Genesis. Are you kidding me? Like it's not even like they're not even like in the same dojo, bro. Like this is like they're fighting out of like Bally Total Fitness, dude, and this guy's coming out of like the UFC training camp, dude. Like this is insane. Like they're nowhere near each other. But like I, I will say like these are horrible graphics by today's standards, but they're still like leaps and bounds. They're serviceable. And I'm saying like the controls, the graphics and gameplay, all serviceable. But all that being mediocre by today's standard, way better than Micro Machines, bro. Way better. Like
from a gameplay perspective,
from every
you,
perspective, dude.
all right,
You put this in front of like your kids and be like, which would you rather play? And you show them like a picture of Fast and Furious or Micro Machines, dude. They're gonna slap you in the face for even bringing Micro Machines, dude. Like the little kid's not even gonna play that. You're gonna get disrespected in your own home
I
if
see
you
that
try and like
I
trick
see
your
that they added
kids into.
takedowns, so it has like elements of burnout as well. And you see that little scene right there where it had like what's that, wrecking balls coming down. You know what was in that? You know what game had that already? Micro Machines. Just saying, man, this is all recycled stuff. And so
Everything's been recycled,
right,
dude. Like
everything I see right here is like other games have done
you've seen it
better.
a million times before, like a rocket and like cars like trying to take
So
off like from these like what's
Forza
this, like a
Horizon
space shuttle?
did something like this better. Just Burnout Paradise as far as like takedowns, vehicle damage. I'm not even gonna take graphics into it.
Yeah,
Car
if you take
feel
like the AAA best things in the last like 5-10 years, sure.
this looks like
But I'm talking like 20-30 years ago, dude. Like it's because
yeah,
the
man,
average
yeah.
keeps going up, dude. Like that's my thesis, dude. I feel like this is pretty close to resting my case here on that, dude. I feel like
Yeah, man,
Fast and the Furious
you're
was the nail in
forgettable
the
mediocre.
coffin.
You're right, man. You're forgettable mediocre games that people have probably
Crossroads.
played once, or in that Fast and Furious case, played in the arcade once at Dave and Buster's for the free play. That's a free play swipe game at Dave and Buster's, dude. Like no one's playing that outside of one time. And you know what they
If you
say
had
a
a
week
couple
from
of
now?
drinks in
No.
you in David Buster's, you might play
Yeah.
it twice. You might.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Might play it twice, but I'd probably go to the Pac-Man versus machine, the Pac-Man Battle Royale over that.
Do they got that big Pac-Man where it's like a huge like 50-inch TV now?
Yeah, they do.
That thing's pretty sick.
It is pretty sick. And you know what else? It's a game that originated 30 years ago. That people are playing over that Fast and Furious free play swipe game, dude. So you're right. You're right,
the
man.
microtransaction riddled Pac-Man, bro.
It's arcades are all microtransactions, dude. That's what an arcade is. You're right. So the microtransaction Pac-Man that you can play with all of your buddies versus the single player free swipe experience that you can play by yourself. Like they don't even have enough stock in that game to make you pay for it, dude. It's a fucking promo that lets you get added on. It's the Chex Quest of arcade games, dude. It is this pack-in cereal game. And you know what else was better 30 years ago than right now?
Halo
the pack-in cereal games. that was the cross promotion.
Games.
That's
cross promotion.
That's cross promotion's a different thing, man. Like how many Fast and Furious games are you playing?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I don't I don't feel like I have
None?
to answer that. I'm not
You're
on the
right.
stand, Your Honor.
You're right.
I'm not on the stand.
You're right. All
All
right.
right.
Comments. How many Fast and Furious games are you playing? Exactly. I don't even. You know what? It's this when this posts, the
Have
comments
you
are gonna be
played
like
any?
0.
How many Fast and Furious games have you played?
I played the one on the Wii.
I think I played the one on PlayStation 3.
Was there a PS3 one? Okay, I
I'm
bet
gonna
there
just throw
was.
it out there. Like it was probably around that era. It might have been
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I
I
feel like
played the
the
one on the
franchise has
Wii,
been
and it was
around
trash.
forever.
Yeah, it has. It has like a
Like if you want to do
20-year-old
apples to
franchise.
apples, you could put this to like the Fast and Furious with PlayStation 2, dude. Like
Right, that's
I would
true.
say
But
this
then
is better.
you know what you would play instead of Fast and Furious on PlayStation 2 that was on PlayStation 2 as well? Midnight Club. You'd play that over
Gran
it.
Turismo 3,
Right. Like anything. Like this game
Grand
is
Theft Auto 3.
yeah, dude. This game is the cornflakes of racing games.
Ain't nothing wrong with
There's
that, dude.
You're right,
It's
man.
been around forever.
Cornflakes are
It'll
fine,
help.
but
Yeah, cornflakes will help if you got constipation. I heard that from
that's true. But you
the
know what
internet.
Micro Machines is, dude? Frosted Flakes. It's a little sweeter.
It's
You're
like
gonna pick it
Raisin
over it
Bran,
every
dude.
time.
Micro
Raisin
Machines
Brans.
is Raisin Bran. Like if you're into raisins in your cardboard cereals, then I'm sure you'll enjoy Micro Machines, dude. I'd rather have some cornflakes and maybe do a little sugar on top of that. Like, yeah, like a couple of drinks. You get your 2 free Dave and Buster games in on it, uh, and you play it with like a buddy, and like you just have a good, like you have a laugh with it. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing like you're not having a laugh with Micro Machines. It's just not even.
You've never played Micro Machines, brother. If you're not having a laugh with that game, you have never played it because Micro Machines is the ultimate party game. And it's not a hot seat party game. You are all playing at once. This
The
Fast and
ultimate
Furious
party game.
Oh yeah.
I would put Mario Kart as like the ultimate party game if you want to talk about
Oh well,
kart
look at
racing
that.
fun experience.
Yeah.
With
Oh.
oil instead of your oil slicks, they got a banana, bro. All right, you got your Bowser's, your Princess Peaches, your like
Yeah.
if you want to be like,
You're right. You're right. So you agree
I would
that
say
a game
Mario
30 years
Kart's
ago is
the
better
Lucky
than
Charms of cereals, dude. Like it's way too sweet. There's too many marshmallows, but you're like, I'll be damned if I'm not gonna finish this whole bowl. And
So
drink the
I will
milk.
say that I just won the argument. You did not say
What?
that. Yeah. You went back to a 30-year
No,
franchise of Mario Kart going, that's way better than my
I'm talking
30-year
about
franchise.
the
You're right.
Mario Kart 8,
You
bro.
you
I'm
couldn't
talking
name
about the new Mario Kart. I'm talking about the Mario Kart for the like you're
8
thinking
Deluxe.
about Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo, bro? No, bro, not even close. Like if you gave me
But that's
Mario
not
Kart for the Super Nintendo or Dave and Buster's Fast and Furious Crossroads, I played the Fast and Furious Crossroads, dude. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I seen
No,
Mario
you
Kart. I
would
know what
not.
this is about. I definitely would.
You
bro.
would play
Like,
Fast and Furious Crossroads over Mario Kart for the SNES.
yeah,
That is
like if you
sacrilege,
gave me
dude. That is
if you
sacrilege.
gave me a choice, what?
That is just
You are so.
straight.
When was the last time you
blaspheme.
played Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo? Because that game
About 4
is
weeks
not.
ago, 4 or 5
What?
weeks ago.
How? Because
Yeah.
that game is slow. The moves suck. The AI is broken. The rubber banding shit. Like
And
everything
Fast and
about-
Furious isn't?
There's no like
Fast and Furious
AI
is
to speak
full
of, bro.
of-
Like it's
Fast and
objective
Furious is
based,
full
fun
of-
racing, dude.
Yeah. So
it's not even really necessarily racing, dude. It's just like I want to see cool shit happen. The game.
Yeah,
Bro. Do you like cool shit happening? Because I got Fast and Furious Crossroads for you, bro. With epic gadgets.
Your Fast and Furious game is just gonna do the same thing all of these ultra flashy things did in the 90s, man. Like you could take this and your Surge and your Jolt Cola and you can enjoy yourself, man. And then you could go to the early grave because that's what this game is doing. It's just going to an early grave because the games I mentioned are timeless. They are absolutely timeless. And you mentioned another timeless game of Mario Kart.
You go down to your Walmart to the $5 bin. You pick up Fast and Furious Crossroads. You pick up Tamarin, and you're going to have a good time. You're not going to go wrong with those games.
That's true.
You can't even find like that old ass Micro Machines anywhere, dude. You're gonna have to go dust off your dad's Windows 98 Hot Wheels PC and get out your Micro Machines PC CD and like boot it up and try and play that and like see if you can get it even online because there's no broadband connection on that thing. Like, are you kidding me right now?
You underestimate the fans of Micro Machines and how far it has come. If next game night, I'm gonna record it if I can make it, and we're gonna all play some Micro Machines, dude. You're gonna fucking have the time of your life. You're gonna be screaming like a schoolgirl. It's just playing Micro Machines, and you know I'm
I
gonna try
play.
and get that Fast and Furious game. Oh wait, I can't because no one cared about it enough to even pirate it.
You can download it right now today. Like
Yeah.
you like. That's right.
You could
Cash
probably go
money,
to
dude.
Dave and Buster's and free play swipe it.
That's right, dude. You get that. You get with your first 2 free drinks, the free plays.
Yeah, I,
You get your Fast and Furious Crossroads on.
so there was a speaking. So the other Dave and Buster's free play game was the Batman game, where it was just you were just like it was like Batmobile Assault or something like that. And
Okay, yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
just driving around with the Batmobile, and it was basically that Fast and Furious game. You had like machine guns and stuff. You're the Ben Affleck Batman. That game was just it looked nice, but gameplay wise, it was really poor. Nothing felt good. Even when you smashed into things, your car just like hit and then kept going. It never stopped. It was just like it was like mommy's first game. You know, you couldn't lose. In that Fast and Furious game, it looked like that, where there was like no losing in it. There was no skill involved. You just had to put pedal to the metal, gun button to gun, and it did nothing. You know, I think that a lot of games that are modern are lacking something that the old games had, which were stakes. You know, I
Yeah,
think
and
that
those
all those
stakes were
games.
built in as microtransactions to get more coins out of your pocket, dude.
No,
Like,
micro machines wasn't. I mean, the stake is losing the race and not continuing. It's the stake is your friend winning and you being second place, being labeled a loser. The stakes on Tamarin. It looks like if you just keep playing that game, that you'll beat it eventually. It looks like this Fast and Furious game, you can probably beat it in 2 sittings. I forget the first game you mentioned was it was like Pog Champ or whatever, where you're like playing. It was like throwing Pogs
street
down and
powered soccer, dude.
yeah, you're
Not
right. You're right.
Pogs. It's called the soccer ball, dude, or
You're
a
right. So
football if you're in the
right, so
UK.
you're playing foosball, and you know it doesn't even have a title that's memorable enough that I can't remember what genre it was. Like every game I mentioned was a classic banger that people are just still remembering, that are still playing. I don't think I lost. I think that I opened your third eye to remembering what fun was. I mean, you're too lost in the sauce of bump mapping, fancy graphics, 64-bit processing. You're lost in the sauce, dude. And I'm here to bring you back. I'm here to bring you back to reality. I'm here to bring you back to fun. I am here to bring you back to what it felt like being a kid again, and that is Micro Machines. That is Megaman Soccer. That is Jazz Jackrabbit, Ratchet and Clank. These games are every game I mentioned. Comments right now are just flooding with I remember that game, it was great, nothing's better, what the hell is Fast and Furious
Nothing again, like,
Cross
dude, like,
Carnage, what is Soccer Melee, what is Tamarin? You know, every game I mention is a banger, dude. Just the fact that my
I'm
game
telling you, dude,
is
like
driving
it's
around
just
the
like
street, bumping music at 90, crystal clear, and you're that ratty Honda Civic with the bass turned up too high, windows rattling. Man, you sure it
you're
looks
stuck
nice.
out, bro. You're stuck in like 1995 listening to Easy E, bro. Like this is the new shit. This is like uh the new Kanye, and you miss the old Kanye. That shit is so Kanye, bro. This shit is on another level. Like I've never said that these are like groundbreaking AAA games. I'm saying like the only reason you feel that way is because of nostalgia. Those are the first games you play. Like I said, you're not gonna forget your first kiss. Like these games are great. And like if they're like your first games, they're good. Like they're not great, they're not bad, they're good. And they're a lot better than those old ass games that are in your dusty old grandpa's 1997 Pontiac next to his Easy E and NWA CDs with an 8 disc changer and a cassette tape player in the front, bro, with the 6-inch subwoofers. All right. These are like 24-inch chromed out wheels with the 16-inch subwoofer, dude. Like this is nothing. This will blow the brakes off of a little kid. Like if you give them both to choose from, and they're like, "Do you want to play this old dusty ratchet shit, or do you want to play this new clean shit?" They're like, "I'll give you that clean shit all day." Like that's what it's about, dude. Like you've been off the streets too long. Like you're
You
losing
know,
your edge.
much like Easy E, when I'm cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking these bitches, rocking them hoes, I will tell you that It's to Micro Machines, man. You know what? What these classic songs, these classic cars, these classic things have? Quality. The classic cars, they're made out of metal. Your new shit made out of plastic. The new songs, the new songs get sampled by your new songs. Or my songs are sampled of your songs. You know, it's you're constantly pulling from the past, and you're saying it's made better. I'm saying the stuff that's good in the new games are from the past. The shit you mentioned, I'm not gonna remember after this pod. I'm gonna
remix.
I'm gonna edit this, right? And I'm gonna be like, oh, that's the game he talked about. I had no fucking idea. That's the difference, man. We're gonna people are remembering it now, man. My neighbors are hearing me scream right now. They're like, I remember Mega Man Soccer. I remember Micro Machines. And then the teenager that lives across the street from me is like, what in the Sam fuck is Tamarin?
Tamarin's a classic, dude. It's a new. You're hating because you don't know.
Just hate us because they hate
these
us.
days. Yeah.
Right,
I guarantee you'll still remember Tamarin by episode 100. But Micro Machines, you're going to forget by then. Because you're going senile, old man.
I might be, man. I might be, but I stand by what I said. I stand by the fact that people are more likely to pick up any of the games I mentioned than they are that you mentioned. Bargain bin of people who actually play games will pick up the games I mentioned. Bargain bin of the soccer moms who are buying their kids something fun will pick up Fast and the Furious. They'll pick up Tamarin. You know, and I think that generic
those
appeal.
Those kids are still going to have a good time with those games, and they're solid games. Like, they're not great, they're not bad. Like, again, like, I think they're good, and they're just as good or better than a lot of those classics. They're probably not going to be memorable for you because you're not picking them up in your childhood. But if you got your kid this game, I guarantee you by the time they're 20, you'll be like, oh, remember Tamarin? That game was so fun. It was a little monkey. It looked like this fun. Remember Gizmo? Like, they'll have all the fun, all the nostalgia with it. Like, I think if you force them to play Micro Machines, they're going to have fun with that too. Like, kids are very pliable. Like, all I'm saying is, like, these games look and play amazing, and like, you're crying that, like, oh, the tools are too easy. Like, I would say, like, before it was kind of the opposite problem, where it was a high skill ceiling gap to make games. Like, you had to, like, know how to, like, program in C or assembly to, like, get shit running, like, on these old computers. Whereas now, like, we have, like, video game engines and stuff, so it's becoming a lot more accessible to make games. So I think there was something like, I heard some crazy statistic. It was something like 3,000 or 8,000 games
a year. Yeah.
No, a day on Steam
Is it
are
really?
released.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Holy shit.
Like, it's like an absurd amount of games are like released every single day on Steam. And like, most of it's shovelware, most of it's crap. Most of them are asset flips or whatever. Like, a lot of stuff's like things people just trying to make a quick buck or whatever. But
Yeah.
if you get past like that little bit, like, you have to put like a bit more effort into your things nowadays. Whereas before it was like everything was 100% effort, and there's only like so many games released. I think there's only like 700 games on the NES, dude. Like, and you're like
834, including Japan releases, I believe. It might be 720, and for the US, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, of those 700, I would say there's probably like 80 games. So it's like a 10% hit ratio where it's like, oh, these 80 games are like really good. The other, what is it, 620 games? Like, you couldn't tell me what the fuck they are. Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, but like, you remember like what rises to the top, like, and like the word spreads quickly too. Like, we're very social creatures. Like, we want to know what's good. We want to play good games.
Yeah. Being said, you're right. It does rise to the top, and I think with that many games releasing, so what is it like? We remember 3% of the games that get released overall now, so the ratio is worse.
I would say the ratio's worse, but like that top, I would say there's probably like 700 games. Like, I'm just throwing out a random number. I'm gonna say at least 700 games a year that get released that are like better than those 70 games that came out, on those classic consoles, like way better. And I think that number is just going to keep going up.
Okay, that's an interesting arbitrary stat, but
I just made it up completely. But it sounded real.
think that there's going to be timeless classics released across any generation. And you're right. Like outside of us disagreeing on this, I think comparing apples to oranges is a very fair statement. But and I don't think it's nostalgia to say this. I'm surprised. I was hoping you'd come up with a RPG, like a generic RPG that was not well received but okay. Because the game I would have brought up is Chrono Trigger. I think Chrono Trigger is the finest RPG ever made, ever put to wax, dude. It is there to me. There has been no RPG that has come close from story structure, from characters, from turn-based combat gameplay, um, than Chrono Trigger. It is the game that got me into RPGs. It is the only RPG that I have played more than once to completion.
I'd say
So
like as far as like story and stuff goes, I put like I know I'm gonna butcher this name, but like Sokoden 2 or whatever, where you're like gathering like
Suikoden. Yeah.
yeah, we're gathering heroes and stuff. Like I think that plot was really amazingly done, like multiple story endings and stuff. Like it was way ahead of its time in a lot of ways. Like
Yeah.
and then
So
I'd
I
also put like Disega one and
Diskia
two.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Diskia. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both I think it's super cartoony and super grindy, but
Yeah.
they're really fun and like interesting. Like there's definitely like do you like I feel like that studio that put out that game like that with oh man the one game where you play as summoners Persona
Persona.
that
Yeah.
yeah Persona
Atlas.
that's Atlas Studio like I will buy any game that they kind of put out with like any
Hmm.
game that comes out from that studio I'm like I'll at least check it out or like recommend it to people like sight unseen like even if I haven't played it I'm like you probably can't go wrong with this game. I feel that way about like the Sega 2 Saga. Somebody's losing their mind right now at my
Yeah. Right.
mispronunciations.
Just type it in. Yeah. Yeah.
They're
They
like
know what you mean. Yeah.
actually they gave me the phonic. Uh, those
Yeah.
two studios, like I will look at anything they put out, and like I can't really think of any other company like that. I think Nintendo, whenever they put out like a new game, I'll always be like, "Oh, what's going on over here?"
Yeah.
But like three studios are like the only ones where I'll be like, "Oh, what are they putting out? What are they up to? What are they doing?" Uh, so there's very few people like holding themselves to like an extremely high bar of like excellence. I feel like in the video game world.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that is the fundamental problem with modern versus classic, because I feel the barrier to entry in the past was so high that you had to make a good game to succeed to have your company, continue. Now the barrier to entry is so low, you can just, like you said, there's 3,000 games released a day or something like that. You might make a buck by putting out crap. People are making like these meme games that are getting a lot of like Twitch popular, and these games are trash. Yet they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, some millions, by releasing trash. You couldn't get away with that back then, and I think that's why like my own, like I said, I think some of like the and this is not to say that I hate modern games or anything else. I just the comment you made in the last pod, I was just like, are you kidding me? It's you're like
I feel
comparing
like
War
I
and
feel like
Peace
I've put a
to
good defense up here, and I think like when you like, I think you're editing this one or whatever, but like when you go
yeah.
back, you actually like look side by side, like the graphics, you'd be like, oh my god, like what was I thinking? Uh, but like there's something about like a lot of like there's really good solid gameplay and stuff. Like you're saying, there's a higher bar. Like today, like we have patching and we have like online stuff. Like every game basically is going to get patched at some point where it's like there's this
Yeah.
game breaking bug where you're seeing through walls and shit. Where you're like, yeah, you like when we kind of joking about in the beginning, where you're like, oh, when you bring this game back to the past and you're like a car driving on an infinite space, like this stuff happened, but it was like extremely rare, dude. Like
Yeah.
and it was usually like a shovelware game or a game that was never meant to be like put out in the first place. Somebody was like, just release it, whatever. It's good enough. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, man. Speaking of like cash grab games that are out just for Twitch, like the game I've been playing this week was like you heard of Fall Guys?
Yes, sir.
I was playing Bean Guy, dude. It was like a generic Fall Guys. It's like basically Fall Guys, but like it's like a bean dude. Like
Okay. Okay.
uh Yeah, it was like an IO game.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
and I was playing that online with some buddies. It was like a
Okay.
generic Fall Guy. It was okay. It's
Y-
nothing. I
Yeah.
got bored with it after a little bit. Like I probably would have played for like maybe an hour at most.
Okay. Will you go
Uh,
back to it at all, or probably not?
Probably not unless like my buddies wanted to play. Like it's like again, like you're saying, where it's like it's clearly made for like a social audience. Like if I had like a bigger Twitch channel or something, or if I was streaming again, like I could put that on, and because like you can just post a link and then everybody can join up in that game.
Yeah.
So you could just be like, oh, next 100 people, and you could post it, and then get a bunch of people online trying to dunk on each other, doing fun stuff.
Yeah.
So it's one of those type of games. So yeah, just by my with a couple of buddies, it's like this is okay.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Hey,
What about you,
that's
man? You've
that's all
been
right.
playing
Uh,
anything?
this week I haven't. I've been gearing up for the my next stream.
An
I want
underground
to.
Kumite?
Yeah, right. I want to integrate more VR stuff into my stream because I absolutely love VR. I convinced a buddy, Big Puffer, to buy an Oculus Quest 2 to join me on these VR adventures. Our other buddy, Sir Trike, has VR already, so that's three of us. Our mutual buddy, Intoxicated Fable, kind of committed to looking at, and I just kicked my computer, so sorry for my camera flipping, but he committed to getting the Quest himself next month, so I'll have more people in the VR space. I think that being in VR is something to reignite my love for social gaming, because a lot of the times I've been streaming, it's been like single player experiences because I haven't really felt like playing multiplayer games uh, on stream, just because I don't know, it just lacks substance for me. Uh, so I'm hoping uh, I'm hoping the audience will follow me. I made myself and Sir Solace made a new overlay for my stream to mitigate any motion sickness. When I tested VR before, I've had complaints of like oh dude, I was about to vomit just watching your stream. So I did a lot of research on it to see tips and tricks to how to organize your layout so that VR doesn't cause motion sickness. So I'm hoping what I've made helps. The game that I'm going to start with my first true VR stream with a full setup will be Psychonauts Rhombus of Ruin. Gearing up for that, and I'm super excited for it. I love Psychonauts. Psychonauts 2 is still slated to come out this year in 2021. So I'm hoping playing the sequel to the first game that's VR will ignite some interest for both myself, my audience, uh, and then show what VR is. So um, but that's what it is. Other than that, I beat Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, both phenomenal games. 3D World was great. Isometric camera has been harped on enough. Yeah, it was a little rough, but for the most part, that game was phenomenal. Definitely deserves to be in the Mario echelon. Just instant classic. Bowser's Fury was an amazing add-on. If that's the direction the open world Mario games are going, I'm here for it. It was great. It was great. I can't speak highly enough about it. But yeah, just been having a good time. Mostly gearing up for the next stream, man.
Nice. It's getting ready, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So
Do you
hopefully,
get any motion sickness or anything when you're on VR at all?
no. Actually, so when I first started gaming, back, let's see, I want to say I was 4 years old when I first started with Ninja Gaiden on the NES, but and Castlevania, those were my first two games. Mario was number three. I didn't get it, and when we got a PC, I played a lot of Doom, and we had a pretty big CRT monitor, and I was like really close to the screen. So the fast pacedness of it, that's where I got motion sick, was when I was a kid. But after like being so many hours into that, and I think that my field of view was like really all Doom, this was so damn close to the screen. All of that motion sickness just passed me by now. So when I got into VR, no game at this point has made me motion sick. The only one that even I had a tinge of was Phasmophobia, but because the walk speed in that game is so slow, that I'm like, in my brain is like, I move way faster than this even when I'm walking slow, and it just kind of got the queasiness. But
Yeah.
what mitigates motion sickness is to have a fan pointed at you.
Oh.
So I typically don't do it, but for that game I did it, and it was fine. But other than that, I'm playing this other VR game called Grapple Tournament, where it's basically Unreal Tournament with grapples. So you're like flying around the map. It's real vertical, and you're zooming around and you're shooting down and stuff. And I'm just fine. Uh,
You're gonna
it
laugh at me, but I heard when you land, what you want to do is walk around barefoot with your feet in a fist.
Oh yeah. That's another trick too. But I like I said, I'm not really prone to it. So um, I hope that if anyone tries VR, they'll take that into account. There's you the VR community calls it getting your VR legs, and a lot of people have to do it. For me, it wasn't motion sickness; it was spatial awareness, because just I had a tendency because I played down here in my basement, and I'm 6 feet, so my reach I will hit the ceiling if I am flailing too hard vertically. So that's what I had to get used to. Yeah, so I hope that me streaming VR, I don't have like a very sizable Twitch audience, but what I do have is a very like dedicated community that I hope I can show off some fun VR gameplay and help grow in my little pocket, just VR in general.
So you're not even gonna plug your Twitch, huh?
I'll throw it in the bottom.
You're like,
Twitch.
yeah,
Twitch.tv / Mr. Gimpy. I stream Wednesdays 8 till 11 Central Time and Saturdays 3 till 6. The current retro game I'm streaming on Saturdays is Ninja Gaiden 2. Right after
You're
that,
streaming some Ninja Gaiden this last week, right?
yeah,
The other day.
yeah. Yep, I was. So I'm just about done with that game. I think by the time this comes out, I'll be done with it.
Definitely beating it.
Yeah, the VR game, and actually, I'm putting VR into the retro stream as well. After this, by the time this comes out, I'll probably be in the middle of it. Quake, the original Quake, someone modded it to be in VR.
Okay, that sounds like this game that's going to push you over the edge to throw up everywhere.
It'll
The game's
happen live on
incredibly
camera,
fast
dude.
paced. Yeah, like, the graphics aren't great, bro.
Yep.
It's no Fast and Furious Crossroads, bro.
You're right. If it makes me throw up, it'll be live on camera, man. It'll be funny.
All right, yeah. Tune in to see it live. He may vomit and piss himself.
Yep, vomit, piss, shit myself. That's everyone's here for the content,
Seizure,
dude. Clip it, clip it.
Dude's doing it for clout.
All right, man. Well, I think I don't think we got any resolution here. Sound off in the comments for whose arguments you think had held more weight. Give us your opinions on.
Do we tell people to subscribe here at all?
We should. That's one thing that YouTube does that we haven't been doing, and I think it's from.
I feel like people are gonna do it or they're not. I don't know. Like, have you ever subscribed to a channel like when somebody mentions it to you?
No.
Yeah, usually like most of the things I'm subscribed to are like learning channels, like how to draw, how to like do 3D modeling and stuff.
Yeah.
Like some of it's like concept design. And then I have like one comic book creator I'm subscribed to.
Okay.
And then that's it. And then like I barely check my notifications for things unless like I'm really bored. But like I don't know, like I barely check like the things I'm subscribed to, and I barely ever subscribe to things, but I don't know if I'm weird or if that's normal.
Well, the things you're subscribed to get pushed to the forefront though, so you're more likely to click it. So you know what? You're right. I think and everyone listening and watching, we're definitely new to the YouTube space. We're new to the podcast space. So help us out, man. Hit subscribe.
Now it sounds like we're begging. Fuck that. We gotta spread the word. Tell 5 of your friends to tell 5 of their friends. And if they tell 5 of their friends, we gotta have this like those old chain letters. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah,
dude.
If you don't share it with 5 people, then you're gonna never meet the love of your life or some shit like that.
There it is. Yeah. That's it. All right. Boom. So share this with 5 of your closest friends. If you don't, you will never find true
share
love.
With five strangers. That's how you go viral, dude. You don't want you don't want to put this on your closest friends, then they'll never find love.
But that's how you know they'll do it, though, right? Like
Maybe.
you're like, who gives a shit about a stranger, man? Like, it's like
I
it's
just
like,
want
oh,
this curse to be
hey,
removed from me, bro.
hey, random asshole I just met in the Aldi's. Watch this. I don't give a shit
Watch the Combo
if
Wombo.
you never find true love. If I tell that to
Go
my best friend, I'm like, damn, they better watch this because I don't want them to,
Watch that Combo Wombo podcast, you bitch.
There
And
it
then
is.
throw like I can't even think of like a good Aldi's only brand. There's a few, but
That's true. All right, but I think that's a good way to end it, man. Watch that Combo Wombo podcast, you bitch. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Take care, everybody.